Hey there, I'm Alan Matthews from Classical Guitar Shed, and in this video you're going to see a musical excerpt. And what is an excerpt? It's a little snippet of music we study to learn something specific. In this case, it's going to be involving phrasing and musicality, expressive playing. It's a little particular rule that has to do with that. This is part of a larger series that's got dozens in it, available to members of the Woodshed program. If you'd like to, you can learn more about that below. All right, have fun. Hello. Well, in this video, in this excerpt, SOAR Opus 60 number 3, the first 8 measures, we're going to be taking a look at a musical device called the long short. And this is a pattern that happens in music, and what it does is it enables us to keep the music going instead of having a bunch of small little bits that sound like they end and then we have to overcome inertia and start up again. Instead, it connects the sections to where the music continues going. So it continues the conversation instead of stopping. It's like a great book where you just have to turn the page. That's the long short. It's connecting things, same thing with a movie. It connects things, it connects bits so that you want to continue listening. So what is a long short? A long short is whenever you have a long note and then you have 3 or more shorter notes, then the first of the shorter notes is played quiet. Really, ideally it's the exact volume that the longer note has decayed to, but that's on the guitar, notes decay so fast that you might as well just play it quiet. It's just that's the idea. So then in our patterns here, we have one here. Here are some short notes. We have a quarter note and then 1, 2, 3 notes. So notice this one is not the same 8th note, but it arrives at the same time. So our entrance is 1, 2, 3 right there. Same thing here, 1, 2, 3. But even if this was a half note or a whole note right here, it would still be a long short because the arrival of them happens in time. So that's what the long short is. And so then whenever we see those, we want to recognize them all the time. There are times whenever the long short is not the best decision, but it usually is, like 90% of the time. So then recognizing this, we have these right here, right? And then so doing that, let's just listen to this. And we can end on C if you'd like to there. So the main thing is that when we get to these notes, we play them quietly. Now this dovetails in with our other dynamics, that when things go down, they get louder. When they go up, they get quieter, right? And so then whenever we see these, down, up, down, right? Up, all these patterns that we're used to seeing, down, up, long, short means down, and then going up. So it needs to work in with that as well. So 2 more things to talk about here. The first is, this is a bass note. If you'll notice, this note is really down far in the bass. And so really the melody is this note. This is the melody and this is the melody. And this is really not the melody. And so then this is also a long short, because this is acting like a half note. And I know that's a little bit ambiguous because it's not written that way. And so if you missed it, it's okay. But it's just to also just keep an eye out for it, that even if in the music it's written as, it would just be weird to put this as a down stem and have to work out all the different things instead of it just being one big line of music. So this is acting like a half note right here while this is playing and then going. So the melody here is, that's the melody. The melody is not da bom bom. It's just a bass note. So that's another place for a long short right there. The other thing is, when you have a long short combined with, this is a great example. These are all great examples actually. Let's take this one. So this is a long short. That means we've gotten quieter, but now we want to go up, and notes going up get softer, right? But like we've talked about, we might get louder before we get softer. So then in order to get quiet by the top, which is the main deal of the, especially in these long lines like this, we looked at the Carcassi. So then we need to get louder in the middle of that so that we can get quieter again. So then that's the way to handle those. That is right. Off. So I like to use the word off for the long short. Off. So you can get louder after the long short. Same thing in miniature right here. So this is a C. I'm just going to draw it right here so we can just look at it in one place. So that's the C, right? This is going up. That means we need to get quieter from there to there, but we've just gotten quieter from there. That means we need to get louder in the middle. So bring out the B. That is so whenever you see, and you'll see this pattern all the time. And we'll actually look at this pattern in isolation later, but so we need quiet, loud, quiet, off, and here. So practice that little bitty bit right there. So it's a note by note negotiation, just constantly looking at how is the volume of the note I'm playing related to the note before it and the note after it, and being strategic about that. And that builds technique, that builds your hands and the ability to play anything you want, however you want. So I'm just going to play it one more time for fun. Actually, before I do that, let me just put up the marked version. And again, I just ended on the C, which you can too if you'd like to. You could also just put some repeat signs here and just loop the entire thing, and then that would also work. All right, have fun with the long short. We'll talk more about it. It's all over the place in all of your music, so it's not going anywhere. See you soon. Bye-bye. Well, I hope you have enjoyed this musical excerpt. I find them so much fun. If you would like to explore more of these or start at the very beginning of the series and go through to make your playing more beautiful, I encourage you to check out the link below and look at the Woodshed program over at Classical Guitar Shed. It's a full program involving technique and how to read music and how to learn classical guitar pieces and also how to breathe life into them, such as the example that you just saw, different ways to make your music more beautiful. So it's a complete start at the beginning program. If you'd like to check it out, then please do. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.